So in the last session we have discussed about lookup transformation. Okay, right. So I'm going to tell you one more time that lookup transformation. Okay, solution explorer. So this is the lookup transformation what we have discussed in the yesterday session. So this is my source emp table. Okay, and this is the lookup transformation. If you observe in the lookup transformation, there are three caching modes. What exactly this caching mode? So basically what we are going to do in this lookup transformation, what is the main purpose of this lookup transformation? Right. So you have some data, is coming from this source you are getting some data. Okay, some emp data. Okay, employee table data. So this employee table data you are going to look up with some employee table data, some other employee detail table data based on the employee number column. Okay, you are going to look up, you are going to match this whatever the data is coming from this source with some data in a lookup. There is something lookup table is there. So in that table you have employee information. What kind of information? Employee number and employee phone number, for example. Okay, so I want to take that employee phone number from that particular lookup table for all the list of employees, whatever the employees is coming from this OLEDB source. So in that situation I'm going to use lookup transformation. I can find out each employee mobile number, right? So whenever this data is matching, for example this employee, this OLEDB source having the employee information, right? So that data is coming into this lookup. So inside this lookup transformation, what I did here, so I have taken one OLEDB connection manager. So that connection I want to connect to some lookup table. That lookup table is nothing but emp table. Okay, so this is the data. Okay, so in this table, this result I am going to look up with the data, whatever the data is coming from source. Okay, by using a common column. That common column in between these two is employee number and employee number. Okay, employee number and employee number. So based on that, hi Sheldon. Hi Sheldon. We have just started the session. Okay, no problem.
Okay.
Okay, so basically this lookup transformation, we are just going to compare the data, whatever the data is coming from this OLEDB source with some other lookup table. For example, if you have employee information coming from the source, so for that particular employee, if you want to validation in the sense, is this employee, whatever the employee is coming from the source, is existing in the lookup table or not, based on the common column employee number. So if that validation, whenever you are doing this lookup, if it is finding yes it is a matched record, then the data is coming in this way. This is lookup match output. And if it is not finding any matches, then it will come to lookup no match output, right? So whatever this full cache, partial cache, no cache, this means, so basically you have some employee information coming from your source. This is emp table, and you have a lookup table. Just take one example, lookup table having only employee number and mobile number for each employee. So this is having employee number, employee name, job, this kind of. So you are looking up this employee number with this employee number. So if you are making it full cache, what happen, so this SSIS lookup transformation will copy the entire data from this database. So this lookup table existing in your database, right? So it is copying entire the data from the lookup table and keep into some in memory. Because so every time it is going to connect the database, and every time it is taking the database, the rows, the data from particular table in a database server, right? So no need to do like that. It is a something performance issue. So in that situation, it will go and it will take the entire data one time from the database and it will keep in SSIS in memory. Then it can compare the data from the source data EMP employee number with this employee number lookup table. This is the full cache. If you are applying this full cache, then it will do like that. If you are applying the partial cache means, see, it is not copying any data initially. So first the row, for example, this first employee number 100 is trying to match with the first lookup row. For example, the first lookup row 100. So it is trying to find out, right? So it is copying the first row into in memory. So the second time the 200 is going to, the second employee number 200 is going to match with this lookup table, right? So in that situation, first it will trying to compare with the row, the first row, whatever the row you have copied into in memory, and then it will jump into the lookup table in the database. So in this way, so it is trying to find out all the rows, whatever the rows is it trying to match, that rows it will keep into in memory. Got it? So no cache means, so it is not storing any, it is not copying, it is not caching any data from the lookup table into SSIS in memory. So every time for each comparison, row by row comparison, it will go to the database and it will trying to fetch out the each row. Okay, so that is about the full cache and partial cache, no cache. Okay, so basically this lookup we are using for validations, and if you want to take any other column by comparing and what are the matched records and what are the not matched record with some other lookup table, so you can use this lookup in the columns. You can look up here. Okay, so this way you can take lookup matched output and lookup not matched output. Got it? Right. So I'm going to use one more transformation, that is conditional split transformation. What exactly this conditional split transformation? This is right. So the data is coming from this sources. This is the data, right? So I want to write down one condition. What is that condition? So I want to take this job type data only salesman. Okay, inside this, on which column we are going to write down this condition? So you have to on job type, condition equal to job type equal to, sorry, salesman. Have to put in these quotes, and you have to make two double equals. Got it? So what I'm putting here, so the condition what I'm going to write here, the job type is salesman, so that data I'm going to take. That is one condition. Okay, so whatever the employees job type is salesman, so that data I'm going to take into one way. Okay, right. So for the demonstration purpose, I'm going to take sort transformation. If you are going to link up this one, it will ask, so what kind of output you are going to take? The case 1 output. The case 1 output means, what is the case 1 output? So the case 1 output is nothing but the job equal to salesman data. Got it? So the default output is, the next output is, I'm going to take one more sort transformation. So that data is, so whatever the data is, not the remaining data. So that salesman data is coming into this case 1, this way, into this sort transformation it will come. So this case, the remaining data other than the salesman data is coming to this way. Okay, we'll check. SALES. Okay, right. Spelling is correct. So now I'm going to put here one data viewer. I'm going to execute this one. See why it is not taking even single row also. So something we have written the expression wrong value. SALESMAN. Review it. SALESMAN. Or we can take CLERK. CLE. Is it right? Clerk. CLERK. Right. So now I'm going to execute this one. Right. See the clerk information. So the clerk information is coming to here. Only the clerk information. So in this data viewer, the 4 rows. This 1, 2, 3, 4. These 4 employees job type is clerk. So those 4 records are coming into this way. These 4 rows are nothing but this one. And the remaining 10 rows, total 14 rows we have, right? So remaining 10 rows are coming into this transformation. So in this way, based on your conditions, you can transfer the data based on your conditions. Got it? Any confusion here? Guys, any confusion?
No.
Okay.
No.
So whatever the conditions,
No confusion.
yeah, okay, thank you. So based on the condition, you can transfer the data by using condition split. Right. So the next topic I'm going to tell you about slowly changing dimension. What exactly slowly changing dimension? So I have some employee number and employee name and salary. Okay. So every day the data is coming like this way. Employee number 100, Ram, salary 1000 and 200, Com 2000, 300, Long 3000. Okay, right. So this is my source data. Every day the data is coming into one Excel sheet. Okay, every day the data is coming into one Excel sheet. So that data I have to load into one target table, and this table also having some updated date. Updated date means, so whenever this record is changed, whenever this record is modified, that updated date will come here. Okay, that updated date, for example, 12/15/2015, today's date. Okay, that is 2015 12/15. Right. So what I have to do here, so this is my source data. Every day that employee information is coming into one Excel file. Okay, and right, so this is the first time I'm going to load this data into my target table. My target table looks like this way: employee number, employee name, salary. Okay, this is my target table. So what I'm going to do here, I want to load this data into this table, right? So in the first day I'm going to load this data. How I'm going to load this data? So these all employees information I'm going to load into this table, right? So in the second day, what happened? So in the second day there is small change for this employee name. In place of com, for the employee number 200 there is a small change. It is updated. His name is not com, his name is John. By mistakenly they are writing the name is com, but it actually JAM. So that record is updated, and the record updated date is 16th. So you just assume today is 16th. Yesterday you have loaded all the data, and one more employee came to, his name is Blam, okay, and his salary is 4000, and his updated date means 12 16, okay, 2015. What happened? So there is one record is updated, his name from com to jam, and one more new record is coming. Got it? So yesterday you have three employees in your source system, that is your Excel, and you have loaded three employees. So today again you are getting one more sheet. That sheet is updated with some employee name, and one more new employee is coming into the your organization. So you are going to load this data into your target table today, into your database. How you are going to load? So again you are going to load this entire data. Again you are going to load this data. So 100 ram 1000, that employee is already existing. So again why you are going to load this employee information again? You are not loading, right? So what we are going to do here, if there is any record updated, so 100 200 300 employee numbers are there. So in these three employees, if there is anything updated, right? What updation? For the 100th employee there is no update. For 200 there is update. In place of com, that is coming as a jam. Got it? And in place of 300 lam 3000, so nothing is changed. So the thing is you have to modify in place of com as a jam. Got it? In place of jam you have to modify as a com. And so there is a new employee is coming, so that employee information you have to insert. That employee information you have to insert. Got it? Let's give a second. Okay, right. So whenever we are getting that record is coming into new record, the main goal of this is So the main goal of this loading is, if there is any record is updated in the target table, we have to update that one. So instead of com, we have to make it jam. Okay. And if there is any new record is coming from the source, and if it is not existing in your target table, you have to insert that as a new record. Okay. So the main content of this one is existing record. If there is any update, we have to update, right? So in this situation, the updation required for employee 200, and if there is any new record existing in your source system and not existing in your target system, you have to insert that record into that table, that is 400 blame 4000. Got it? Because every time if you are not doing this kind of incremental loading, we are calling this is a incremental loading. If you are not doing this incremental loading, then every time it is loading duplicate values, right? 100 RAM, it is again loading. No need, it's already there, and there is no updates for this one. If there is any updates for this employee number 100 throw, you have to update that record. Got it? So how we can achieve this kind of requirements? So these kind of requirements we can achieve by using SQL merge statement also, by using SQL server merge statement also. Okay, right. I'm going to create one table. Okay, so in BI demo, I'm going to create one table. Create table SSIS underscore EMP, and this is employee number integer, employee name varchar 100 comma salary integer and updated date, that is date time. We can make it, create it. Okay, right. So I'm going to create one more target table. So why I'm creating this SSIS EMP? So whatever the data is coming from Excel sheet, for example the data is coming from the Excel sheet, so first I want to dump that data into this table. So then after I want to load this data from this dump this SSIS EMP into target table. Create table target EMP, that is employee number integer, employee name varchar 100 and salary integer. Got it? Right. So I'm going to keep this data into one Excel sheet. So first I'm going to make these two rows only. Okay, delete, save this sheet. In desktop, MSPI, source. I'm going to make it as an info file. Okay, right. So how you can load that data? I'm going to delete this one. I want to take one data flow task. Okay, so every time Every time you are going to load that data into this stage table. Okay, so I want to make it is a stage table, drop table. Okay, stage emp. Stage emp means this stage table we are going to load. Okay, right. So before that I'm going to take one execute SQL task. Why this execute SQL task? So this execute SQL task daily truncating the stage table. Okay, before loading the data I'm going to truncate the stage table. So this table I want to truncate daily. Truncate table stg underscore emp, control C, control V. Okay, and I'm going to load the data after truncating. I'm going to load this Excel source data. By using data conversion I'm going to convert the data into stage table, OLEDB destination. Source connection I'm going to connect info file, right? Click OK, and the sheet name is sheet 2. Preview the data is coming like this. And the data conversion, if you want to do an employee name, you have to convert string data type. And in which table you are going to load this one? Stage emp, right? Where is the table? Stage emp. Yes, this table, right? So I'm going to load this one, and employee number with employee number. Click OK. Right. And so after you are loading this data into stage table, so what I did here, so daily I'm going to load the staging whatever the data is coming from the Excel sheet into this stage emp table. So before loading that data into this stage underscore emp, I want to truncate the data, right, by using execute SQL task. Right, after this, so what we are going to do here, so after that you are going to compare the data with this stage data with target table, right? So whether this record is existing in the target table or not. Okay, and if that is existing, then you have to update, or if it is not existing, then you have to insert, because that is a new record, right? So for that we are going to write down some merge statement. So what exactly this merge statement is doing? Merge, what is your target table? Merge this table using this, I'm going to give as target table using which table I'm going to using, by using this one, this table as source table. I'm going to convert on t dot employee number equal to s dot employee number. Okay, when matched, then update, right? So that record is existing. Matched means that record. So this employee number coming from the source, sorry, you have to put source. If that is existing, then when match, then update. What table we are going to update? This target table. Update set t dot, which column we are going to update? Employee name equal to source column dot employee name. When not matched, when not matched means that is a new record, then insert into, not insert values, insert employee number, employee name, salary, values, employee number from a target table, employee name from a source target table, and salary. Sorry, these are from source table. S dot, S dot, S dot. See what exactly this so I'm going to merge this table. This is my target table and this is my source table. Based on the common column, I'm going to compare when the employee number is coming from the source table is matched with the target table, then I'm going to update the record, that employee name. That employee number is not updated, right? Because that is a permanent one. So if there is any changes will come, mostly that changes will come on employee name or employee salary also, right? I'm going to make it t dot salary equal to s dot salary. So when not matched, not matched means, when not matched means that employee number coming from the source table is not matched with the target table. That means that employee number is a new employee, he is coming to the organization newly, so that record we have to insert. Got it? So we'll check once that syntax exactly. Right, the syntax is everything clear. So I'm going to put this statement into this execute SQL task. I want to take one more execute SQL task, and the connection you have to take this one, and this statement you can put here. Click OK. Right, so in my target table I don't have any data. This is my target table. Select star from this target table, right, and my source table is this one. So first the data is coming to this stage table. Select star from, right. So what I'm going to do here, first I will take the data from Excel, and from Excel to some staging table, okay, and from the staging table to target table I'm going to check up here whether it is that employee number is coming from the stage table is existing in your target table or not. If it is existing, then definitely we require update. If it is not existing, then we have to insert the record. So that thing we did by using this execute SQL task. See, first this data flow task, what it will do, inside this data flow task I have inserted the data from Excel to OLEDB destination, that is stage table, stage EMP from Excel, right, it is loaded. So then after what we are going to do here, this task is doing Excel to stage table. After from the stage table to I am going to update and insert to the target table by using merge statement. Got it? And so this is the first day you are doing like this way. The first day you are doing like that. The second day what I am going to do here, so again the second I am going to load the data of that Excel sheet data into the stage table. I want to truncate the stage table. I want to truncate that stage table. Now I am going to execute this package. It is executing and it is truncating and it is inserting 3 rows into stage table, and after that execute skill task also executed. We'll check. This is the stage table. Yes, there are 3 records is coming to stage table. This is your target table, right? There are 3 records coming into your target table, right? So what I'm going to do here, so I want to modify one record in your Excel sheet. Okay, I want to modify which folder I have saved, and MSBI, the source info file. See, the data is ram jam lam, right? Okay, I want to make it instead of jam. This is Ramesh, and the date is 17. You can make it. Okay, now I'm going to execute once again because there is something small update. Okay. And also I'm going to add a new customer also. It is 400 Kamesh 5000 and 12 and 72015. Okay, one new employee is coming and there is small update for this 100 employee number 200. So the same thing I'm going to do. So again I'm going to execute this package. What happened, first it will truncate this first it will truncate the stage table, and then it will load the Excel to stage table. Then it will update the existing record and it will insert the new record, that is employee number 400. Okay, we'll check what happened. Yes, the stage table is inserted again 4 rows because that Excel sheet having the 4 rows. So this is the new employee is coming and the old employee 200 updated to Ramesh. So this way we can do the incremental loading by insert and update. Got it? So this stage underscore emp is nothing but a copy of Excel sheet. Why we are doing this stage table? Because if you are going to write down this statement, whatever the merge statement you have used, so if your data is existing in your Excel sheet, that is difficult, right? So that's why what I'm going to do here, I want to dump that data Excel sheet data into one sample table in SQL server. Then I am doing this comparison on that staging table to our target table. Okay, so in tomorrow's session we will going to discuss about slowly changing dimension. For example, so what you did here, this 200 employee old name is Jam, right? It is updated to Ramesh, but I want to keep this old name also with flag, right? So this 200 Ramesh 2000 is the current record. His old name, that means his history also I want to keep in this database, this table, by using some flag, yes or no flag. What is if it is active record, that is yes. If it is a old record, that is no. So that these are, we are calling some slowly changing dimension, different types, that we will discuss in tomorrow session. Okay, thanks guys, thanks for the joining.
Ram, hello.
Yes.